Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie and Infernape, and this is my team builder in battle for week 3 of season 6 of the Major Pokemon League. This week I'm playing Khaz, coach of the Indianapolis Volts. So right now I'm off to a pretty solid start. I'm 2-0. My differential is only a +4, so not the best differential, but still 2-0. So I will very gladly take it, and really like how the season's gone so far. Khaz is off to a pretty rough 0-2 start. But that really does not show him as a player. Like, I've watched his games and watched the team builder he did for week 1, and really, like, his teams have a lot more thought. Have a lot more thought in like how he battles and plays. Has a lot more thought and effort than his record and his differential, which is -10, would show. So I feel like that really does not accurately represent him. So I'm not going to overlook him, because I've heard and I can see how he's a pretty good hidden talent, kind of, is what I've heard. And yeah, he definitely seems very competent and very, I think he's got a lot of skill and he's good in the format. So you know, this will be a pretty tricky game. So my team, it's the same. I've not made any transactions, but all of that on screen. And then Khaz's team, I'll read that off, is Kartana, Victini, Klefki, Cresselia, Tangrowth, Mega Pidgeot, Araquanid, Pangoro, Mamoswine, Mismagius, and Togetic. So pretty scary team on his end. The Z users are Kartana and Mismagius. Now, one thing to note on his team is a lot of the mons that I fear offensively and that I feel like can break through my team and are just scary are Kartana, and well, like a lot of those mons are physical, like Kartana, Pangoro, Mamoswine, the spider thing, Araquanid, that thing. Even though it only has like 70 attack or something, like with Water Bubble, and then like a pretty powerful liquidation, that thing hits hard. It like 2 KOs, max Fizz Def Umbreon, so that thing is scary. And then he's even got some special threats, like the Victini could be special, but could also be physical, which is scary. And then the Mega Pidgeot is, of course, a big threat, as that thing is always annoying. I feel like I have some pretty good checks on my team naturally, so I don't think it has the best matchup versus me, versus my whole roster. But when you look at the matchup as a whole, a lot of my checks to Mega Pidgeot, like Stunfisk, Empoleon, or my Nihilego, don't do well versus some of these other mons like Mamoswine or like Pangoro and stuff. So kind of tricky matchup, but I feel like I've balanced my checks to those threats. I feel like I have pretty good checks to what I can do. I feel like I've built a good team here. So let me get into it. So first off, I got my Mega Latios here with the Latiosite. This time I actually will be able to Mega, because I'm going to be battling on Pokemon Sun, not my Ultra Moon game. On my Sun games, I've beaten that, and I can Mega. I just had to gen in my team, and it was a little bit tricky because some of my Pokemon had some like move tutor moves, like Umbreon with Foul Play, but I was able to just like gen them with the Origin from my previous game, and that worked out. So I actually can Mega my Latios, and spoilers, it did get to Mega Evolve this week, so woo, that was exciting. But moves I did were Draco, T-Bolt, Calm Mind, and Reflect. So pretty interesting set. I toyed with a lot of different other things, like I had Calm Mind Roost with Dragon Ball's Hint Power Fire originally, but I mean, normally it seems like it can't really hit Kartana too hard. Draco actually does still Oko the Kartana, just because how frail that thing is and how hard Mega Lati hits. I mean, if I'm Mega, I have 160 special attacks, not 130, so I hit even harder. I just hit like a beast. But one of the reasons I'm not carrying Hint Power Fire is because if I carry Hint Power Fire, I have to have 30 IVs, which means that if I'm max speed, then I hit 177, which would speed tie a max speed Jolly Kartana. Now, he doesn't have anything. I don't have anything on my team like something at 108 or 109 to make him want to go max speed. But if he knows that and realizes that, then he might want to go max speed Jolly to speed tie a max speed Tim and Latios running Hint Power Fire. So I'm not running Hint Power Fire partially for that reason, and also because I felt like I kind of wanted Thunderbolt just to help me with some other things and help me like hit the Araquanid a little bit harder and 2KO that. Also allows me to hit the Togetic. I don't really expect it to come, honestly, but I had Stunfisk on my team earlier, and that helped me deal with it, but then I took Stunfisk off for, I think, my Lucario, so that, and my Lucario set can't really hit Togetic, so I wanted another way of hitting that, and I feel like I didn't really need Him Power Fire for the Klefki. It would hit it harder than T-Bolt, but I feel like T-Bolt still does a fair chunk. So I'm fine with the offensive moves there. Calm Mind just allowed me to get up a boost especially on a switch-in, or like if he goes into Crest or something, or even if Crest is just inverse me, I can just Calm Mind and then plop something with a +1 Draco. As, I mean, he does have 2 fairy types, but even then, like a +1 T-Bolt does a good chunk to Klefki, and I mean, still, I can just throw off a Draco versus like a Araquanid, or like Crest, or Victini, or anything really. Like Draco just hits hard. Now, the last move there is pretty interesting. That is just because of all the physical attackers he has on his team, and allows me to pivot and to switch better from some of those physical mons like Mamoswine, Araquanid, Pangoro, Victini, Kartana, a lot of scary physical threats. So that just allows me to either take it better with my Latios, like if I'm up against something, or like predict if I think he's going to switch out from something into like Pangoro or Araquanid, which can hit me hard on the physical side. I can set that up on the switch, and then maybe just go for like a Draco the following turn, maybe like go for a Calm Mind and then a Draco. I'm not running Roost, but I feel like I don't need it. I don't think this thing's staying around too long. If he can just Calm Mind and then do a lot of damage with the Draco and just help weaken down his team for my Wingon here. So I'll get into right now, which is my Charizard. So Scarf Charizard, bringing Zard for the first time here, is a pretty cool mon. Flamethrower, Air Slash, Fire Blast, and Defog. Max speed, Timid, just to speed tie the Victini there. So this is just a really nice set. I don't really need anything other than my Dual Stab. It really does the job. He only has 2 fire resistances on his whole team, being his Victini and his Araquanid, because that thing does resist fire because of Water Bubble. So only 2, and his team both are weak to rock, so I hope to exploit that. I am bringing rocks my Empoleon later, but you'll see. So Flamethrower is a good move to spam. Fire Blast is a bad move, but I have it in case if I need more power than Flamethrower, just in case, because I really don't need much other coverage. Defog is there, mainly, you're probably not going to be defogging rocks. He does only have 1 rocker, being his Mamoswine, but that does still have a fairly likely chance of getting up rocks. But still, like, if you're coming in on rocks, then like you're coming in on rocks. I don't think, I mean, I might want you to defog if I feel like I need you later and I don't need you now to attack, but probably defog's meant for like if Araquanid sets up sticky webs, if Klefki gets up some spikes and some things that Charizard won't be hit by, but it can help get rid of if I switch it in on something and defog and just get out immediately. You know, I would be locked in it because I'm Scarf, but I feel like I can still play around that and make it work. Air Slash could even be nice to spam late game if something like Victini's still around, or like the Araquanid, if either of them are still around and not in range of a fire move. Then also the Blaze is really nice to give me a boost on my fire moves if I'm low. So Stealth Rocks could actually help me there to put me in Blaze range, which could be nice. Next, you have my physically defensive Umbreon, just Rocky Helmet. This is my Kartana check. This is really the best I can do to check Kartana. I don't really have the best checks in terms of typings. Charizard is actually really solid check to the Kartana, but can't be a consistent defensive switch-in and check to it because Stealth Rocks and because like it's not that bulky and still can get weakened down pretty easily. So I can't really use Charizard too reliably there, but Umbreon is a pretty nice check to the Kartana. He can still Sword Dance and still can get off a Z move, which is scary, but I'm not really certain what Z move he'll bring. The scariest one for Umbreon would be a Z Sacred Sword, but he could bring a Z Leaf Blade if he wants to hit stuff like Feeny or Quaiscore and just a lot of things in my team in general harder, and could even bring like a Z Night Slash for my Latios. So this is just a pretty straightforward set. Taunt is telling me to taunt. Like maybe if Klefki, if I can predict the switch into Klefki so he cannot spikes or defog or anything, or even just a taunt versus Crest. Now that thing is still faster than me, but I can at least stop it from healing and then maybe switch and do something else. I can pressure it more, and I can deal better with it if it can't heal. Taunt's also just nice. Also like the trap Araquanid set, like if he's like the Spiderweb Toxic, but the Spiderweb Toxic Soak and Rest set, if he's that, Taunt completely shuts that down, so that could be nice. I don't really expect that because I don't think it does great versus me with Feeny and with my Empoleon. Also because he tried it versus Omega last week and it didn't really work out because he played it well around that. But still, I feel like Taunt's just nice in general and for a lot of good things. Then Wish and the Protect is just nice to allow me to heal and also pass into like maybe on Parvati, the Feeny, or like even Latios because that's not running Roost. And then just with the defense, I can live 2 EQs from Max Adamant, Life Orb, Mamoswine, and then also the 4 and Spit F and Max HP allows me to live 2 Hurricanes from Max Special Attack, Modest Mega Pidgeot. I noticed something kind of wrong, but fix that. Alright, so sorry, I just had a little typo there trying to fix that. Next you got my Tapu Fini here, so this is just a nice pivot. That's why the Citrus Berry is there. It just allows me to not get too KO'd by stuff like Mamoswine, Earthquake, and just pivot into things like hits from Victini or anything else like Pidgeot. It helps me just pivot and just switch in, take a hit, and then still be healthy enough to live another hit. Pretty straightforward moveset there. Moonblast, Taunt, Nature's Madness, and Surf. Taunt Madness is just a great pair to only break down fat stuff, like always. And then it's great versus like Cress, and Madness can be nice to only weaken down Tangrowth, and Taunt can even be helpful, so I can switch around that and not get Sleep Powdered. I mean, Terrain could be up, but if I'm in long enough, then Terrain might not be. Then Surf is nice for stuff like Victini and Mamoswine and stuff, so it's nice having Surf. I considered carrying like Defog or something in that last slot, but I felt like I did need Surf to hit Victini, otherwise I can't get walled by it, and I want to be able to hit it hard for my super effective stabs. I felt like Surf was kind of mandatory there. The speed is so I can outspeed Max Speed Adamant Mamoswine. I don't think he has a reason to go Jolly, so that's why I'm creeping Adamant Mamoswine. But if he is Jolly, then he's less powerful, and I'm okay with that. Then the defense allows me to live a Gunk Shot from Life Orb Pangoro, so that's really nice. This can also be a pretty good switch into that. I might just want to knock off, like if he scares out like Umbreon or something, then he might just want to click a knock off, which is pretty safe in general versus my team. But even if he does want to make the prediction and click Gunk Shot on my switch into Feeny, then I can still take one, and then I mean I'll get some health back from Citrus too, and I can pressure him. I can just go for Moonblast. Or at least scare him out with the Moonblast, so that's really nice. Next, we got my Darkinium Z Sword Stance Lucario with Vacuum Wave, Crunch, and CC. So this is a really nice breaking set versus his team. Allows me to pressure the Cresselia. Gives me one way to damage that hard and just not let the Crest be super fat and stand in front of my team. Allows me to pressure stuff like Klefki. I do Vacuum Wave for the Kartana, which doesn't quite Oko, I don't think. Although with my investment, actually no, I think it might be now. I think it might be a roll. I forget exactly. I don't have it in my notes here. But it gets close to a roll. I think after Rocks, maybe it was an Oko. If he has like no bulk. I forget exactly, but it does a lot. That is what I know. I forget the exact roll, but yeah. The speed is for Max Speed Jolly Mamoswine. It's just the next fastest thing on his team. And I want to make sure I can outspeed that and click Close Combat versus that. Not have to click Vacuum Wave. I don't, as I said earlier, like I think he'll be Adamant, not Jolly, but I just want to make sure I outspeed Mamoswine because I don't want to risk it versus that. And also I still want to, I mean I don't really need, I mean I guess like if Crest is really fast, I want to make sure I outspeed that. I don't think it will be that fast, but it could be if it wants to play some mind games with Feeny. It's possible. And then the reason I'm hasty and not timid, because I feel like I do need power from Vacuum Wave, or not Jolly, because I do need power from Vacuum Wave, and not naive, because I feel like I might need to take a special life from something like Cresselia, or like or Klefki or something. And I feel like I don't really need to take any physical hits, or any physical hits. I'd be taking what I would die to anyways, like Pangoro and Mamoswine. So I feel like I'm fine going hasty there. And last but not least, we've been the Empoleon with Stealth Rock, or Toxic Whirlpool, and Aqua Jet. So I think this will be my lead, and this is kind of as a lead to bluff Shuckaberry, because like as I just lead with it, I feel like that'll make him think that I'm Shucka, because if I lead confidently with this versus a potential Mamoswine lead, then he might think that I'm Shucka, and I might be able to scare him out. And I do not live in a Life Orb Earthquake from Mamoswine. I'm invested to live a Max Attack Adamant Mamoswine Earthquake, but not a Life Orb one. So if he is Life Orb and does just EQ turn 1, then I do go down, as I will be clicking Rocks turn 1. But I don't expect him just to click Earthquake turn 1 if he is Life Orb, because I could very well be Shucka, take the hit, and then go for a Scald, and after the Life Orb hit, maybe knock him out, although no, I think he'd still live with it a little bit, depending on his bulk and the roll I get, but if I do Aqua Jet, which I do, then I can knock him out the following turn anyways, so I feel like he will scout for Shucka, or he could even be like Pasho or something to sort of counter me being Shucka and Empoleon, which I'm not. The Whirlpool is nice to trap stuff like Klefki and Cresselia and weaken them down from my Charizard. And just trap a lot of things and just chip them down. And Toxic helps me chip down Crest, chip down Tangrowth, and just be a nice sort of stall breaker versus a lot of his things. Aqua Jet is really nice for the Mamo, just allow me to get off some damage versus that. And like if I take one Earthquake or take any hit, or if I'm low, like in Torrent range, I can go for the Aqua Jet, get off some damage versus that, or get off damage versus the Victini. Or maybe even like a little bit versus Mega Pidgeot or something. I feel like Aqua Jet's just pretty nice just to have, just allow me to get some chip on things, and I could be low and in Torrent range, which makes it even more powerful. So I feel like Aqua Jet was a pretty nice bring there. And Rocks are just really nice. He's got, I think 3 mounts weak to Rocks, yeah. Yeah, he's got Victini, Mega Pidge, and Araquanid, so, and Touch Deck, so 4. 4 months weak to rock. So pretty rock weak teams. I feel like getting rocks up are going to be pretty vital this game. So if I can get rocks up and weaken down his walls like Cresselia and like Klefki and Araquanid and Victini and stuff that stands in Charizard's way, if I can just get rocks up and chip them down, then Charizard can come in late game and click a fire move or click Air Slash and hopefully just win. So that is game plan there, and let's get into the... Alright guys, so I am back with the battle, as you can see here. So I am on the other side because for some reason after the game it didn't let me save the battle. I'm not certain if that was because my storage was full and I already had enough battles in there, if I didn't have the verse recorder or whatever. I would think I do because I've beaten the game in Pokemon Sun, but I'm not certain. I should double check on that. But either way, Khaz did thankfully save his side of the battle code, so he has that, and he was able to get the video to me. So thank you to Khaz for doing that. And then I gen my own team, so good job me. Thanks me, I guess. Well, thanks Homebrew, and thanks to people that were able to hack that and share how to hack that, because that's useful. But Khaz brings the Mammothswan, Mega Pidgeot, Kartana, Klefki, Victini, and Cresselia, as I bring the Empoleon, Mega Latios, Chocolate, Lucario, Charizard, and Umbreon. So he brings a lot of big threats. Does not bring the Pangoro, not bring the Araquanid, 2 mons I was pretty scared of, glad not to see. Does bring the Victini, which I was kind of hoping not to see. I didn't think it had the best matchup versus me, as I do have things like Feeny, Mega Latios, Gliscor, Umbreon, which are all pretty good checks to that, and I do have a fair amount of mons that do outspeed it. And also, like, I feel like it just didn't have the best matchup versus me, but I mean, still a viable one, but just not the best matchup you'll see a Victini have. Then he did bring the Mega Pidgeot, so that is scary, because I didn't bring the best Mega Pidgeot check to do my Empoleon, which can check it pretty well, but not super amazingly. I mean, it can check and be a pretty good check to that, but it's tough for Empoleon to do too many rolls this game, like get at rocks and deal with the Mega Pidgeot super efficiently, and still have my checks for Pidgeot, even if Empoleon gets weakened. So it could be a little bit difficult dealing with that, but I feel like Scarfzard is looking very good this game. He did not bring the Araquanid, so he only has 1 mon to take fire, or to be able to resist fire at least. I mean, the crest is still fat and you can take fire hits, but still. If I can just weaken really these two down, then my Charizard is looking very good late game. So let's just get into the battle here. So I'm gonna lead, and I'm gonna lead with the Empoleon, which is the lead matchup that I talked about in the team builder. How long is this part of the battle? Here we go. He had the sounds on. Let me mute that real quick. Alright. So I'm gonna lead with my Empoleon, as I said just a second ago, and he's gonna lead with his Mammothswan. So we do actually see that scenario and see, you know, this situation come up. I don't know what I was trying to say. So I was hoping he's not just going to be Life Orb, Earthquake, and just go for that turn 1 and just Okame. So we see him just go for Earthquake turn 1. So I'm hoping, please don't be Life Orb and just kind of ignorantly click Earthquake. But no, he's not Life Orb because I do live and he does not take damage. I'm just going to go for Rocks, which is nice because it rocks on his side of the field. Now he does still have Klefki, which can defog, and also Kartana. But I can hopefully either pressure them to not be able to defog and taunt them, or maybe they just don't have it. So here I'm just going to go for the Aqua Jet and sack off my Empoleon, as I am in torrent range. I'm going to do a little bit more, but he does actually have the Pasha, which is pretty nice tech, and pretty good for the lead matchup versus my Empoleon to sort of counter a Shuka lead Empoleon, which is very possible. I was not sure, guys. I sort of bluffed it with me leading Empoleon. That was what I talked about in the team builder. But still, I got it Rock, so I'm for now okay with that exchange. I just need to make sure Rocks stay up on the field and really try to not let that Klefki, well, or maybe the Kartana defog. So I'm just gonna bring in my Tapu Fini, but he did not get up his Rocks in that exchange. So I'm okay with that for now. I don't want him getting at Rocks. I mean, my Charizard, it can be nice to actually have Rocks up to help Charizard get into Blaze range. But I still just don't want them weakening down stuff like my Feeny, my Lottie, and just all my team. So in comes Klefki, as I'm going to go for the taunt here. Mainly expecting this, or even like Kartana to come in on like a Surf, and that way Kartana cannot Swords Dance. So I'm glad I taunted this in the switch, meaning he's not going to be able to defog now, or not be able to set up spikes, or do anything else really. So he's going to have to go for some offensive move here. So I'm just going to stay and go for the Nature's Madness here, and get off a good chunk, do a solid half, as we did see he has the leftovers after last turn. So Rocks did some damage, and then leftover shield that back. As Nature Madness does a solid half, Flash Cannon does you know, a fair chunk to me, about 20-25% to me, as he gets back some lefties. So I'm not certain of a spread. If he's not that Spadef, Surf should be able to 2KO from this range, and I wasn't certain how the taunt turns worked. Now what I didn't know at the time is that the first turn where, like, on the turn that I taunted him, that actually counts as one of the turns, which is kind of lame because, like, he couldn't do anything that turn anyways because he switched in. But that actually does count as one of the turns, as it now wears off, because taunt lasts for 3 turns, so it lasted for the turn that he switched in, took the taunt, the turn that I went for Madness, and the turn that I went for Surf. So I was thinking I was gonna get another turn until the taunt was gonna wear off, and I thought I might have been able to 2KO. But he actually did have the bulk. He was gonna be able to live another Surf anyways. But I was not certain how taunt worked, I guess. So partially my bad, partially the game kind of being stupid, because that first turn of taunt kind of shouldn't count, but it's whatever. And hindsight, I think I should have gone into Charizard immediately after this thing came in, just so that I could switch it out, or so I could scare him out and then not allow him to wear off the taunt and then get off the defog, and then just pressure him, like forcing Crest, which can take some damage from a Flamethrower and also from rocks, or even like the Victini, and just force them in and just make them take damage and not allow the Klefki to defog. But now the Klefki's not taunted, I can't even knock him out. I mean, either way, he gets a Prankster defog off, and he is going to go for defog. So my rocks go away, which is a sad time. But I do have my big boy, my Lucario in here, which is big threat to his team. So he might just want to sack this thing off and get up a spike or something, and he could do that. But I think he's going to switch. So I'm going to make the read and go for a Crunch, expecting either the Victini or the Cresselia to come in. So no more rocks, so that thing comes in for free. But I do go for the Crunch on the switch, and I'm going to do around half, which is nice. I do get the defense drop, which doesn't matter at all, as I am probably slower than this thing anyways. And even if I did have the E-Speed, I'm not going to be able to knock him out, even after the defense drop. But I don't have E-Speed anyways, so I'm just going to switch out right here. I think I'm going to Umbreon first, because I thought he would go for the U-turn here. As now he actually just goes for, the blue flare. So that is pretty scary. The damage, not certain what to expect of this. Looks like it could be max special attack 15, or at least maybe almost max. He's got a fair amount. Looks to be pretty invested. Not Spectre or anything, not Life Orb. Not really certain what to expect from this Victini now. So here, I think he's just going to want to go for another one. Maybe even go for a Focus Blast, because he seems that he's special. So I'm just going to go right in my Latios here and take either Blue Flare or Focus Blast. But it does just go for the U-turn, so that really sucks, as it does a good chunk to my Latios here. Is it okay? Oh no, that's not good. Can I skip forward? Is it going to do anything? Is it still frozen? Yikes. Alright guys, so that was a random cut because the video had just paused there, so I needed to re-download the battle, and that was very, very troublesome. I had a lot of issues getting the battle in the first place, and I thought I had it, but I guess I didn't download all of it, or it didn't finish downloading, or something went wrong in the process, so it just froze there. So I had to re-download it, which took a while, and this is now a different day, so I'm in a different shirt, and I just showered, so my hair is kind of wet, and you'll probably see my hair dry as the rest of the video goes on, so that's kind of cool. But back to the battle. So I bring in Lottie as he goes for the U-turn. Let me mute the sounds. Oh wait, let me mute the sounds. Whoops. This is good editing. Alright, we should be good now. I just didn't want the sounds to block my voice out or block the music out, but yeah. So in comes the Mammo after U-turn, so I should be able to live any hit from the Mammo. Ice Shard if he's adamant. He needs a max roll, and that's if he's adamant, which I'm not certain he is at this point. So I'm going to stay in, and I'm going to Mega, and Draco should be able to Oko him. We saw he's not Assault Vest, he has Pasho, so unless he's super bulky, which it doesn't seem like he is, because he has a Pasho. So, I mean, unless he, like, doesn't have any speed, and he's, like, max dash or something, but this Draco should kill it. It should be Okoing this Mammo. As he does not even Ice Shard, probably thought I'd switch out. So if he probably just went for rocks or something. As I do just go for Draco, and it does knock out the Mammo Swine, so that's pretty nice there. So we're at a 5-5, looking alright. No rocks from his end will be nice. My rocks are already gone, my rocker is dead, so no rocks at all this game, at least in the rest of the game. So he brings in Mega Pidgeot, which if he's timid, it's a roll to knock him out with Hurricane. I think it's a roll slightly in his favor. I want to say it was like 56 or like a 60% chance to knock me out. If he was modest, he was guaranteed. But he probably was timid because he needs to be timid actually after he Mega Pidgeot or Mega Latios. So yeah, he actually was timid because if he was modest, he would not have beat me. I'd stayed in because I didn't really have a switch in at that point. My Pokémon was gone, so I stayed in with my Latios, and you know I was hoping I was gonna live, and I just went for a T-Bolt, which would have done around half, and got off some nice damage. But no, I did not kill. So in comes my Umbreon because I can take the Hurricane and try to just wish off. I thought he would switch into Cleft here, but he's just gonna stay in. And I guess he hasn't seen my full moveset, so if I don't have the Protect, then actually I'm not gonna be able to beat this. But I do have Wish, so I'm just gonna throw up now, and then I'm gonna show the following turn. I do have Protect, so now it's gonna get a little bit stally here. Just gonna be me throwing up Wishes and Protects, and possibly just trying to stall him out of Hurricanes, because he does have 16 PP, which is not a little, but not like insane. It's small if I can stall him out if I need to. And I don't have a good switch in. I don't have a good switch in on my team now that my Empoleon's gone. So I'm just gonna keep throwing up Wishes till I can live 2 Hurricanes. I think eventually he's gonna switch into probably Klefki and start setting up spikes or something, because the rest of my team is grounded. Or yeah, well Latias is gone now. So yeah, so I have Umbreon, Feeny, Lucario, and actually no, Charizard's not grounded, but whatever. So I'm just going to keep throwing Wishes. I think at this point I can live 2, so I think I go for the Taunt now. Expecting him to want to go into Klefki, so I just thought it'd be nice to taunt as he goes into Klefki. That way he... No, I thought Wish. I think I taunt the next turn. I taunt soon. I think it gets kind of monotonous here. Wish Protect, yeah. If I had lefties, that would help there. I mean, the Rocky Helmet was nice for at least the Kartana mainly, also maybe Pangoro, just to get some chip on that. I mean, the Rocky Helmet, I think it was smart on my set. Like, lefties would help me here in this scenario, but I didn't expect Umbreon to need to deal with the Mega Pidgeot. I thought either Empoleon would be around, or he wouldn't bring it. But like this, now he gets a confusion. As here, I go for the Taunt now, because I thought he'd go into Klefki, because I thought, you know, he would realize he's not going to be able to beat me. Although when he does eventually get that confusion, that would maybe allow him to beat me if I eventually hit myself, which is a 33% chance. So still in my favor to live, or to not get hit by confusion. But you know, I don't want to risk it here. I don't want my Umbreon to be gone, or to be low enough to where I can't live another hit. Because if he went for Hurricane, which he did, and then I stayed in and hit myself, then I would have probably lived the damage, but then still be like really low and die to another Hurricane and not be able to really do anything with my Umbreon. So I'm going to keep that around. Charizard can still take 1 Hurricane, and also Rocks are going to be coming up, so I don't really need to keep Charizard healthy, to keep it alive. And also the Hurricane puts it in Blazer, and so a Fire Blast is a roll to kill, and it should be a roll in my favor, as long as he's not too bulky. I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast as he does wisely switch into Crest, scouting that I'm Scarf. And it does a good chunk. Looks like he's pretty spit off, but not max. But I'm not going to be able to 2KO him, sadly, so I'm just going to switch out, go back in my Umbreon. Hopefully I can throw up a Wish and pass it into my Feeny here. That's what I'm going to try to do. Hopefully after healing up my Umbreon. He does Moonlight to keep the Crest healthy, which is smart. That way, you know, my Charizard can't 2KO him later. He's going to keep the Crest healthy. As here, I think he goes into Klefki. Or maybe Pidgeot. Yeah, no, he goes back into Pidgeot, which is interesting, because I think I can eventually stall this thing out. I'm just going to throw up a Wish now. I think here I Foul Play, maybe. So I don't need to Protect, because I should be able to live the Hurricane. Yeah, no, I don't Protect. I think I just Foul Play to get some damage. As it does U-turn, so he's going to take some Rocky Helmet damage, which is pretty nice. I do want some damage on this thing. Now it should definitely be in range of a Fire Blast for my Blaze boosted Charizard, which is nice. So in comes the Kartana, which is interesting. Because this Foul Play is going to do a lot. Not sure if he didn't expect me to Foul Play or thought I'd do something else. But I mean, you'll see in a moment here. He's just trying to get my Umbreon weakened down. So I thought he was trying to bring this thing in to knock out my Umbreon to go for the Z Sacred Sword. I clicked the Protect here, and I was really scared of him Sword Stancing, or maybe even going for the Z Sacred Sword the following turn. He jumped for the normal Sacred Sword that turn, so we're fine now. Hopefully he doesn't go for the Z one. He does not. Turned out to actually be Darkinium Z to boost his Night Slash, which makes sense for Latios too, but I was still kind of scared. So there, in hindsight, I should have thrown up the Wish. I mean, like, I don't know. If I went for like the Z Sacred Sword, that would have knocked me out. Z Leaf Blade, I would have lived. I was just scared of him having Sword Stance. He actually didn't have Sword Stance. He was Tailwind 3 attacks. But if I wasn't certain how he's going to play that. I didn't want him to Swords Dance, thinking I would just try to heal around him. In hindsight, I should have gone for the Wish. I wished. And then was just going to be as healthy as I could have been. Because if I wished, then I don't think I'd live another hit. I don't know if Umbreon lives the following hit. But I could still, if not, I could go for the Protect and then just try to Wish. And then, what I could do is if I could Protect that turn, and then the following turn, so I would be at probably 80%-ish, maybe 90. Probably throw up another Wish as he's Sacred Swords. And then he would die to the Rocky Helmet, then I would be at like 50-ish, and then I could Protect the following turn versus whatever he brings in, probably Pidgeot. And then I could be healthy again. But I was just scared of Swords Dance and didn't really know his set. Like on the turn, if the hypothetical turn, if I was at like 90% and he went for a Swords Dance, then he would not be able to knock me out, I don't think, from that point, but still, my Umbreon would be very low. I don't know. I think I made the right, I don't know, well, I was gonna say I think I made the right play, just maybe potentially scouting for Swords Dance, or is he Sacred Sword, but I don't know, I kind of need the Umbreon to be healthy, because now it's not healthy enough to live a Hurricane, so he wisely weakened my Umbreon into range of his Pidgeot, and I don't have a Switch on, so I think I Protect now, just to stall out some Hurricane PV. I keep Umbreon around, though, actually, I think, because I feel like I need Umbreon to win this game. Do I keep Umbreon around? I forget. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't, because he's Klefki at this point. Klefki can beat Umbreon. It can help that Umbreon around for the Crest, but I'm not certain of his set, and he might be able to beat me. I do have Taunt, but if he's got, like, Calm Mind and Moonblast, that'd be scary. Then his other Mon that was left was Victini, which still pressured me a lot, and I could help deal with, but I didn't have like Sucker Punch or Pursuit or anything, so it wasn't too useful for it. So I felt like it was best just to sack off Umbreon and keep my other Mons around, keep my Charizard, Lucario, and Tapu Fini around to hopefully try to deal with the rest of his team. So I'm gonna bring my Charizard as I'm just gonna go for a Fire Blast. Or no. I predicted double into Crest, and not a double, it's not really. But I predicted switch into Crest, and I make a double. And bring it Fini, so I'm hoping that he did make the switch. I don't think he'd sack off his Pidgeot. I think he needs it, as he does switch into Crest, you'll see in a second. So that's nice for me. My Fini should be able to beat it, or at least get it really low. I still have my Citrus around, but Fini's not going to be healing too much, as after Citrus I don't get too much health. But he's going to bring in his Pidgeot right on my Nature's Madness. So this can do a good chunk to him. I do land, thankfully, as it does do a nice like 40%, 42. So he's going to go for Hurricane here, which will not knock me out. I'm going to be able to live, barring a crit, which he does not get. So I get the Citrus, I'm back at like 45-ish, 40? It was like 40%, I think. And then I go for the Moonblast, which should be able to knock him out. I think it was a roll, maybe. Or it depended on his bulk. I think if he had no bulk, I think it was guaranteed, or close to guaranteed. But if he had some bulk, which he probably did, then it wasn't quite guaranteed. But I did get the roll, or if it was a roll. Either way, though, I knock him out. So in comes a Victini, which I think at this point might just be able to win. If it has the speed for Lucario, then I think he just wins, because he can live a hit from my Charizard and knock it out with Bolt Strike. He can live a hit from my Fini and knock that out. Or, well, he probably outspeeds Fini. I can knock that out with the Bolt Strike. He definitely can. And then my Lucario doesn't have speed, you can just knock out with the Blue Flare. So I'm kind of scared of this Victini. I might just lose to it at this point. I'm just going to go hard on my Lucario, because I'm figuring he's either going to go for like a Bolt Strike or like an Energy Ball at this point. I'm not certain of his spread. He could be special. He ended up being some kind of weird mixed spread, which is kind of cool. I'm just gonna go into Luke, because I know it can live any hit that's not a Bolt, or it's not a Blue Flare, which I don't think he'd go for. Bolt Strike does a lot. That was a crit though. So at this point, I'm just hoping that he doesn't have the speed to outspeed Lucario, but he does. So that was good prep. As he's just gonna go for another Bolt Strike and knock me out. If he didn't get the crit, I think the second Bolt Strike would still knock me out. But either way, he could just click Blue Flare, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna bring in my Charizard here, I think. Because I know Fini just goes down, Charizard can. I think I go for Air Slash, because if I flinch, then I can 2KO him, or if I get a crit, that might knock him out, so I can at least maybe help differential out. I don't think Fini's going to be able to beat the rest of his team, but I can at least help my differential out. He does just go into Klefki, I guess, scouting if I had anything like, I don't know, I guess Earthquake, but then Klefki's not the best answer. I guess he's just scouting for anything I had and just trying to make sure he had no way to lose at that point. Based on my set, he could have just stayed in and just won, but he didn't know that and wasn't certain. So he's just scouting, not exactly certain for what. Because, like, Earthquake would be the only thing I can knock him out, I think. Maybe, like, I don't know if Torture gets any dark coverage or anything. Maybe scouting for that. Or, like, a Shadow Claw or something. But either way, I'm just going to bring him at Feeny as he goes for the Flash Cannon and does a good chunk. Because Zara being locked into Air Slash doesn't really help me versus Klefki, so I'm just going to go for the Surf. I don't think it has a chance to knock him out. I think it does a lot, but it's close. Yeah, no, it did not have a chance based on how much he lived with. Flash Cannon, this Flash Cannon was a roll. Actually, he needed like a almost max roll, and he got it, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. Because it could hurt my differential here. I'm just going to bring in my Charizard here in just a second. It's my only mountain left. I'm going to click Flamethrower just to show all my moves. He probably is going to switch into Crest or Victini just to preserve differential. Although he does go for the heal block, I guess just making sure that that he has no way of losing. Like if I'm like some weird reset, just scouting, making sure that he won't lose, which is fair. Like if I was roosting something, then I maybe could have won. Like if I had like Roost and like Earthquakes in my last two moves, then maybe I could have won. Because I could have been bluffing the Scarf the whole time. He didn't necessarily know that was Scarf yet. But I do at least pick up that differential point there, which is nice. Gonna go for the Flamethrower, which even with the crit, it's not gonna kill. Based on damage, he actually was he was Assault Vest, which was pretty nice. So that was actually a pretty cool Victini set. But we do go down, and he still has 2 mounts left. So that was a 2-0. Good game though to Khaz. That was a fun one though, honestly. It was wait for timer things. Alright. So that was a good game there. It was our first loss, which kind of sucks. I was hoping, you know, to go 10-0 and stay out the whole season, but that's okay. So if I have one loss, that's fine. I can still my dog's barking. So still make a good run and still definitely make playoffs. I mean, it's all right. I felt like I shouldn't have let him hold on, honestly, because or at least maybe led with it. Because if he didn't lead Mammoth, I could maybe just get rocks immediately. But I think I needed that thing around for Pidgeot. Pidgeot was a big threat. I felt like I built a good team, so I needed to balance like all the threats on his team that I could deal with. Like he had more physical threats, like the Pangoro, like the Araquanid that he didn't bring, that were scary to my team. That I felt like I needed some more support for, so like having the Empoleon, like Feeny, and the Umbreon, like for Kartana, was helpful. And I think he had so many physical threats that he needed to bring more physical walls, and then that left me more vulnerable to the Mega Pidgeot, which is able to hit hard with Hurricanes, and then me losing Empoleon early really hurts that and really sucks. But you know, it is what it is. This video is probably pretty long by now. It was a good one. Also, Khaz, thank you for working with me trying to get the video uploaded and trying to share it to me, because we had issues with that. But I'm recording it and I'm doing it and it should be uploaded. So in the end, it's all good. Getting the video on YouTube on Friday. So but yeah, I'll see you guys next week with the battle on Friday. We were playing Nick, coach of the Nick is RecklessBat, coach of the Texas Tyrantrums. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.